welcome. I think we have 35 minutes. Okay, 35 to 45 minutes. We'll keep 10 minutes for questions. The overall theme of our panel is around IoT, big data and analytics, and also the changing business models. Sorry, the changing business models. I'll start with the lady on the panel. Maybe we'll start with introductory remarks from every panelist on what major topics you find of interest or that should require attention from operators or regulators, and therefore we'll kickstart that discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. From my point of view, the major topics that would require attention from the operators, specifically the telco operators, would be the big data analytics, how they manage to get business and to get value out of the big data. That's very important when we talk about big data, that we're not getting caught about the technology out of it, but more rather how to make a meaningful impact on the business and helps the business to grow. And another more important topic for me, which really makes, I hope that mobile operators are more and more taking advantage and making sure that's important for them as well, is the customer experience, managing the customer experience across different domains, across different networks, and across different devices, because as well the expectation from the mobile subscriber is rising high, and the forgiveness rate from the mobile operators is really getting low from the subscribers. Thank you.
Raed?
I think what's important for operators is not to miss the big picture. We always talk about IoT, but I think we need to look at the bigger picture, look at what's digital, and see how digital are disrupting the market. And definitely IoT, mobility, and other digital forces are disrupting the market. So they need to look at the bigger picture and how, I would say, the reinforcement and the convergence of these technologies I would say add value to existing product and services, and maybe also open new revenue streams for them.
Thank you. Yousef?
Again, as mentioned this day morning, what's important for us as mobile operator is to transform into a digital service provider rather only selling the mobile services. This transformation is linked with technology and processes and business rules and business processes that need to shape differently, and that need organizations to digest and adopt in a faster manner. Transformation is for an incumbent operator is very dangerous as well, because the way you transform, it may kill your brand and your presence, or may boost your presence and your brand. So the way to transform is really, although it is simply said, in practice it's really hard to achieve. It's hard to create the digital mall where all others can plug in their services easily, adhering to the business rules of the operator himself in terms of look and feel, in terms of service availability, in terms of billing and charging, and all the service attributes that we use to deliver to the customers and the ones we built our reputation and image on. So this is one thing we need to worry about, is how to transform and not to keep the old mentality of us who should build the service and us who should deliver the service. Not necessarily to be the ones who deliver and build the service, nor the one who build the device itself. We should be the ones who are able to deliver the service to the end customer in a predefined look and feel and a predefined quality level. This is essential in order to grow the portfolio from a mobile into growing the portfolio into anything that can be hosted on the digital mode. This is one thing. The other thing, very strategic, is how to evolve this Internet of Things in specific. You have mentioned it, Jawad. If we need to build all the portfolio in Jordan today based on the GSM network that we have, this does mean that we will flood the market with devices that require to operate on the GSM stack. Operating on the GSM stack requires too many handshakes and requires certain throughput to be communicated in order to achieve the mission and the job, which means that we'll end up consuming too much power in order to boost the market with certain Internet of Things devices. So a strategic point we have to take, possibly with the regulator as well, is to allow mobile operators to implement low power wide access networks at the early stage and to try to build for a magnitude of devices that operate on the LPWA instead of having them operating on the 2G or 3G or 4G technologies. Because by doing so, we'll save spectrum, we'll have more efficient devices, low-cost devices as well, and lasting devices because of the power requirements as well.
Thank you. So for me, a key point here is digitalization, and we all operators are going to digital, and the key question these days, did you Uberize, and so on. So a key part is moving from just connectivity to providing the service. And for telecom, if we look at Internet of Things, it starts by object distributions, and then you have to connect it as a telco operator, and then you need to build services and so on. A key part for operators is to be able to move from the connectivity to building the service. For us at Orange, we launched our Essentials 2020 strategy, and a key part of that is, as we know, telecom market is saturated, retail services are not really going up, so we need to diversify and we need to go into new things. And we believe as a group level that Internet of Things is part where we can really start diversify, building new revenues and so on. And I think it will also dictate how 5G and all the new technologies will be. It will not be the YouTube and so on. It will be how I will connect different devices, how I will be able to do remote surgical operations and so on. So in this world where everything is becoming global, operators need to go into IoT, and plus they need to be worried about OTTs coming in and changing the rules of the game.
I think from operator perspective, maybe I'm coming from the execution phase now. As you know, Jawad, in Dubai now we are part of the Smart City initiative, and already we are developing the model of the Smart City within Dubai. The operator must be part of the business case. I mean, today we are not only selling the SIM cards to the regular consumer or the regular enterprise segment. Today we are in alliance with the real estate developers, with the airport authorities, with the health authorities, with the utility authorities, to leverage on whatever will be released as a standard or the way of connectivity. This is definitely important, and I'm sure that most of the operators today, they are well aware and really knows what are the rules and knows what needs to be done in terms of the connectivity and how to tackle the data even. But today, what really the operators need today is to ally with a different customer based on a more tangible business case.
Can you give us specific examples of services enabled by in Dubai as part of the Smart Services, Smart Cities initiative?
We are working now with utility suppliers, DIWA as a utility supplier, with SIWA as well in Sharjah, where we are providing them with smart meters. We are part of the entire cycle of the energy efficiency and the billing of those and collecting the data for them to make it easier for them to bill their customers. Maybe the
smart meters doesn't mean it means they don't have to send people to treat the meters anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
This will collect the data entirely from the meter itself. There is a crazy idea that was thrown 2 days back that maybe the customer can go with his phone, pay at the meter his bill as well. So you don't need to approach even your bank or your billing system. So the system is evolving towards not only bringing in the data, but again how to make use of those connectivities.
And if smart meters are deployed across the city, then they have real-time information on consumption patterns,
exactly,
where there are possible leaks and so on.
Exactly, exactly. So that will increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the utility supplier himself, where that's going to be his, he will be working on the reaction rather than going and fetching where the problem is.
Raed, I have a question for you on definitions. When we say digital technologies or digital services, how would you define them exactly?
I would say first I would refer what's digital as a word. Digital is about, I would say, information intensity and connecting different physical resources together. For physical resources like people, like processes, to be, I would say, digital, you need to extract information from these resources. You need to extract information from these resources and connect it to other resources. So digital can mean different things to different people. I'm coming from engineering background. It could be zeros and ones for engineers. It could be somebody in financial sectors, the e-commerce, e-marketing. But I believe digital in IT is about certain forces like cloud, like business analytics, like IoT, like mobility. And these will, I would say, drive the digital disruption in the market. So these are the digital technologies, and these are evolving as we go on. And the benefit of these digital, I would say, forces or technologies is with the convergence of these technologies. The more they are integrated, the more the benefit you will get. I would say the value of the converged solutions is much higher than the value of the individual components. We have different examples of how digital is disrupting the market. Maybe a typical example everyone is giving it is Uber. Uber, it's, I would say, they are not a traditional taxi company. They don't have taxis. They are more like matchmakers between, they have mobile applications simply, and they are a matchmaker between supply and demand. Another example is Nike. Nike, they moved from, I would say, only sport clothes and shoes to more a digital company. Now they provide, one of their solutions is what they call, I think, fuel band. With the fuel band, they can track more like how many calories you burn a day, you sleeping, I would say, trends and so on. And you can share this with your friends and so on. So it's more like a health social thing. Telco is another great example. Maybe Verizon, now with the price wars, I would say price war and the revenue decline, they are looking for different revenues. So started looking at revenues like IoT. I have seen Yousef today talking about some of the services that can be provided by IoT. Verizon started with something like connected cards. It is connected cards, smarter and safer. They moved into different industries. And now I would say they are going I would say the extra mile. They are even providing the platform, the digital platform, the IoT platform for their customers and partners to build the ecosystem, to build the solutions for their end users, for the partners and end users to generate revenue. So digital, in simple words, digital is more about the forces, main 5 forces, IoT, cloud, social, and mobility.
Thank you. Dalia, on data analytics and monetization, what are the trends that you're seeing in the region and globally?
Okay. When speaking, sorry.
I forgot to also, you're from Nokia, I forgot to introduce you.
Yes, I'm from Nokia. So in Nokia, when we were discussing with different operators around the globe about the market trends, we discussed mainly about use cases that make sense to them, use cases that solve their problem. So in terms of use cases have evolved a lot from use cases that solves a different department in the operator. For example, let's say a marketing department that wants to upsell a new opportunity, like for example, upselling 3G to heavy users 2G and so. And then it moves ahead towards use cases with more deployments and more discussions with the customers towards use cases that is more proactive. So we're moving, like we're discussing about the care moving from a reactive care to a proactive care, detecting the problem before it happens, and it even heals it before the customer sends any service degradation. Also now, more and more deployments is around use cases with regards to data monetization. and which actually opens the door for mobile operators for other business models, other opportunities for back-to-back sales. I'll give an example. For example, a subscriber, mobile subscribers who may be roaming, enters a stadium, and he receives at the moment a contextual ad about restaurants and so. Or another example maybe about Netflix website, who's surfing, another subscriber who's surfing Netflix, and he receives at the moment a contextual ad about his data plan, and from the customer an advertisement to update his data plan to match and to enjoy a better quality of service.